Well, hey everybody, Simon Hudson here with McDonald Realty. It's been quite a while since I've done an update, and I feel somewhat bad about that. Not crazy bad about it, but it is what it is. A lot of personal things going on lately. Not really placed to get into it here, but some things going on have taken me away from my attention to do these videos. On top of dealing with working with my clients to make sure they have everything taken care of, as well as dealing with the personal issues that I've been dealing with. It's been quite time consuming, so I'm getting back to it now, and I just thought I'm just going to shoot from the hip and just talk to everybody about what's going on in the markets right now and what the big challenges facing us are, because there are some big challenges. I really feel as though now's the time to get into it. I haven't some of the videos that I thought about doing earlier about market updates, there just wasn't much to say. The market was pretty stable. There wasn't a lot happening, good or bad, in the market. There wasn't anything that was, even sales. There would be one unique sale, but that would be about it. And now we're in a position where there's enough happening in the economy that I think we got to take a better look at what could be happening in the real estate world. So the big thing that's happened recently is from a real estate standpoint, typically we're having in the office and my clients as well, is when there's a completion, there tends to be a more significant period of buyer's remorse. And that is shown by a slight dissatisfaction in the condition of the property, or things are wrong, or they just feel as though they overpaid for the property. We're getting a lot of that. I know my coworkers getting a lot of that from their clients. And this is just what happens when the market is not booming upwards and people don't have the belief that the prices are going to continue to rise at some dramatic rate. Some people were buying thinking that interest rates were going to drop, and they didn't drop enough. And when they did drop, they didn't change pricing. And this is causing people to really be concerned that maybe housing prices aren't going to continue to go up forever, at least not in the near term. Maybe we're going to have flatter price trajectory, and that's going to cause some concern for people. I mean, if you look at it really in the averages and you take from sort of, I don't know, probably November 2022, and you go all the way through till current, the housing price index hasn't changed. It's pretty much the same. I think it's around about $1,000,000 then, and $1,050,000, $1,070,000 sort of thing. And now it's around about $1,080,000. So it really hasn't changed. I mean, we spiked up to the remainder of the COVID rush that happened, and now we've leveled off. And the other thing to mention is we have the big mortgage renewals coming up. So basically what the mortgage renewal issue is that coming into 2025, looking predominantly around February is when it starts. It'll probably run for about 6 months, where there'll be a lot of mortgage renewals where people got mortgages for a 1.75% up to 2.5%. And now they're going to have to renew around 4.5 to 5%. Even if interest rates come down a half a point, they're still going to be around 4.5%. Now that's doubling the amount of interest they're paying. And right now, most people aren't paying any principal off on their mortgage. They're only paying interest. So we're reaching this huge problem where people's mortgages are going to go up dramatically. The bank doesn't want to own properties, so they're going to do their best to sort of push this down the road and let people pay off just interest, or change the term of their mortgage, or increase the duration. I'm sure that you're going to see banks pushing for 35, 40-year mortgages from the bank or from the government of Canada, and allowing them to do that. And that might be a way that they can save the housing market. But it's tough going forward. I mean, it's not going to be smooth sailing, and that's not to say prices won't go up, but they'll go up and they'll go down. And I think we're pretty much in a sideways trajectory for the next little while, but there are going to be some extremely bumpy roads ahead. I follow the investing market, and it was about 6 months ago. This stuff that I was tracking said that there would be a black swan event happening around about now. And so far this month, we've had attempted assassination on Donald Trump. We've had, if anybody follows today, which depending on when this video goes out, it's July the 19th, CrowdStrike, which is a security company that does some updates for Microsoft, did an update which was an unsuccessful update, and basically caused a massive outage in anything that uses anything Microsoft related for their software services. I mean, airlines were shut down. I mean, it was crazy. It went global. And it was a massive impact on the world. And so you start seeing these things happening, and you start going, geez, things are not looking great. Like, we got to be a little bit aware of what's happening. And so that's just something else we need to realize. The economy is super overvalued. The housing market is super overvalued relative to historical numbers, relative to historical trends in general. There's been a parabolic shift over the last sort of 7-8 years that's really affected the housing market. And there's been a parabolic shift in the stock market as well. So you've got to kind of be aware of what's happening there. It all impacts one another. So some of the things that are happening directly in the Squamish market, just to sort of make sure we cover that, is that the sales to active ratio has remained quite low. So the sales are basically moving in tune with the listings, which has kept it in a fairly stable market, which is why we're not seeing any dramatic shifts in the market. That being said, there are more listings coming to the market and less sales in general happening, which is going to push us into a bit of a buyer's territory for the short term. Typically, we see a softer market in the summer, but this is a little bit different. And I think you talk to any realtor out there or anybody who follows the housing market, and they would tell you the same. It just feels different. I think with like I said, the concern of purchasers about the condition of their property or terms of their sale, I think this is indicative when the number of listings goes up and the number of sales goes down. And this starts to happen, that's indicative of a bit of a price correction. Now, it's not going to be massive. We're not going to have any massive price correction. Squamish is still a super desirable place to be. And unless we have a major economic issue, then things will still be okay. But you still need to sort of be aware that that is where we're sitting right now. And that's kind of what's happening. I mean, the American election is a few months away. What, we got July, August, September, October, November. We got 4 months away till the election. And gosh, everybody knows that anything can happen through those elections. I mean, there's a lot going on there. This is not, it's, when you think about the opportunities or the options that the Americans have, who to vote for president right now, it kind of makes Trudeau look pretty good. But I mean, God, I don't even know if you can go there. Maybe not pretty good. It's a statement, not quite so bad. Maybe that's the best way to look at it. At least he just kind of gets up there and looks pretty and pretends that he knows what he's doing. But yeah, there's nothing at all to say good about what the Americans have for choices. Poor souls, they just have nothing going on. So one of the other things we always look at, I've mentioned before, is the percentage. I know I'm skipping all over the place, guys, but there's so much going on, and it's all happened in a short period of time. Up until about a month ago, there's pretty much nothing happening. So bear with me. So back in 2022, we did have, the skip up where things were selling 100% above or 100% or more of the asking price. So we were getting multiple offers, things were bid up. And then that dropped down to about 94% in 2023. Then we had a little bit of a spike up again towards 2023, and now we've had a little bit of a run up again into 2024. But we anticipate, and I'm just going to have a quick look at the trend over the last sort of 10 years. And looking at the 10-year numbers, shows a fairly stable position that we're in. That being said, I mean, if 2022 might have been the peak starting at 2014, we could be on the way to a slower trend down, which would be, again, a buyer's market. I think that's a fair bit of information to digest for everybody, and I think it's a lot said. Let me just check quickly and see if I can pull up what the current listings. We should be around about 270 on the market. And I think the last time I mentioned anything to everybody, I sort of said anything over 250 puts us into a fairly stable environment. And yeah, we're sitting at 268 current listings on the market. So again, 268, 270, that puts us in stronger buyer's market territory for Squamish anyways. Although it could step up to be about 290 to 300 by the end of the year, based on what I think is we're going to see happen here. Yeah, still a lot of people out there not wanting to sell, hesitant to sell, but there's going to be a few people forced to sell come 2025 and probably carry over in 2026. Keep in mind that what I was saying about 2025 February, sort of through the next 6 months after that, is that's when the banks have to look and see what they're going to do with people's mortgages. So it doesn't really impact people until about a year after February 2025. So it takes you into 2026 before we'll see the impact of the changes in people renegotiating their mortgages. The fact that they can't afford certain things, the fact that things will come off the table, they won't spend as much money on vacations, they'll be looking for cheaper vacations, they'll be looking for cheaper cars. Right now, the car market has been awful. In case if you're trying to sell a car, get rid of it as quick as you can and sell it for what you can, because the used car market is not good right now. You can pick up some good deals out there, but anyways, that's another side note that I've just gone off on another tangent. Anyways, we've hit the 10-minute mark. Wishing everybody well. Friday, July the 19th, and I've obviously had a lot to say and didn't realize I had that much to say, and I didn't follow a script. So if I've missed some stuff or I've jumped around, I'm sorry, but there was a lot to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and have something from this. If you have any questions at all, reach out to me anytime, 604-892-8155, or simon@simonhudson.ca. This is Simon Hudson from beautiful Squamish, British Columbia, signing off with the market update for July the 19th, 2024. Have a great day.